क्लास 11 पोएम ए फोटोग्राफ समरी इन हिंदी। कविता ए फोटोग्राफ शर्ली टॉल्सन द्वारा लिखी गई है। इस कविता में वह बचपन की एक तस्वीर को देखते हुए अपनी माँ और अपनी यादों को याद करती है जब उसकी माँ 12 वर्ष की थी। कविता कवि की माँ को श्रद्धांजलि है। वह अपनी माँ की एक पुरानी तस्वीर देख रही है जिसमें कार्डबोर्ड का एक फ्रेम है। तस्वीर में 3 लड़कियां हैं जिनमें बीच वाली सबसे बड़ी और सबसे लंबी है। यह उसकी माँ है जब वह 12 वर्ष की थी। उसके बगल में दोनों ओर उसकी 2 चचेरी बहनें बेट्टी और डॉली हैं जो उसका हाथ पकड़े हुए हैं और उससे छोटी है। वे बीच हॉलिडे पर पैडलिंग के लिए गए थे। उसके चाचा ने तब तस्वीर ली। कवि अपनी माँ के मधुर चेहरे पर ध्यान दिए बिना न रह सका। समुद्र ने उसके भयानक क्षणभंगुर पैरों को छुआ जो दर्शाता था कि वह वर्षों में बदल गई और समुद्र वही बना रहा। 20-30 साल बाद उसकी माँ उस तस्वीर पर हंसती। वह कवि को तस्वीर देखने के लिए कहेगी और बताएगी कि उनके माता पिता उन्हें समुद्र तट की छुट्टी के लिए कैसे तैयार करेंगे। समुद्र तट पर छुट्टियां उसकी माँ की पसंदीदा पिछली यादें थी जबकि उसकी हंसी कवि की पसंदीदा याद थी। दोनों ने कुछ खोया जिसे वे बहुत संजोए हुए थे और फिर भी उस पल को दोबारा नहीं जी सकते थे। वो मधुर पल अब यादें बन गए। अब कवियत्री की माँ को पिछले 12 साल हो चुके थे जो कि उनकी उम्र के उतने ही नंबर हैं जितने तब के फोटोग्राफ के लिए गए थे। माँ के न रहने से उन्हें जो दुख हुआ है वह बयान नहीं कर सकती। Now summary of this poem in English. The poem begins when the poetess goes through her mother's photo that lay within the cardboard boxes. They were possibly uncared for some time. In addition, it is not in any frame, metal, etc. So, the poetess portrays it as being susceptible to forces of decay. In the photo, poetess's mother seems edged by her siblings, who are younger than her. Also, she highlights her mother's strength as she supports her young cousins. They all look into the camera when their brother-uncle photograph them. Moreover, they look happy and excited with their throwing locks and pleasant smiles. Further, the picture shows the sea waves smashing at them as the young girls learn to keep up with the waves. She, poetess, remains with the thought that sea, even in motion, her mother, motionless in the photograph, is able to resist the change as she has surrendered herself to mortality. In the second part phase, in her older days, her mother looks back the day at the sea. Moreover, she remembers her 2 cousins and recalls the day memorialized in the photograph. Also, she makes fun of her and her cousins' outfits. These lines have a tone of sadness as the mother tries to accept the continual motion of life as she grows older. Looking back at her 12-year-old self maybe was an attempt to return to her childhood, which is a painful reminder of time and age. In the third part, the poet is remembering her mother as she died earlier. Further, the photo scripts a memory for both, as it knots the mother and daughter together even after her mother has left her for forever. The poetess confesses that the photo bliss at imagining her mother's laughter much like her mother delight in remembering the day at the sea. Moreover, she notices that the time over since her mother's final departure is the same as her age in the photograph, i.e., 12 years. Maybe it's a coincidence or an irony of life and death. Eventually, both poetess and her mother learn to accept the change and make peace with their memories. Even though they remind them of the briefness of laughter, happy moment, etc. Although the death or end makes things go quiet and empty. However, the poetess, find her mother died to be loud and inspiring enough to pour her feelings out in the form of a tribute and poem. Thus, even though death finishes everything, but her mother's death brings out a new response in her. Lastly, she accepts her resignation to the final silence of death. The conclusion of the poem is that the poetess wants to say that death is unavoidable, so embrace your life.